Hey folks, even more good news. I'd mentioned in a previous video or one of the two previous videos about the new property and such that I'd have to get back to you on kind of like on what we were doing with my sister, and I mentioned she's moving out near, going to be living near me. Well, it's because we didn't know for sure. Originally, what I was planning on doing was carving off a piece of my property for her. When I went smaller, that kind of became a little more complicated, and it was still an option, but she came across this little house that she liked, and it was under contract when she saw it, and she said, "Well, let's keep an eye on it." And I said, "It's under contract, so I'm not going to spend too much time keeping an eye on it." Well, it just so happens that yesterday morning, I I saw I happened to see the house and noticed that it's no longer under contract as of yesterday morning. And they dropped the price like a rock down from they were only asking 51,000 for this place. It's about 1,000 square feet ish on a half acre, and it's a gorgeous half acre on a country road, and very nice place. So, having worked on rehabbing houses and such, I immediately knew that it was probably like during their inspections on the other contract, they found some problems. So typically in Texas, what you're going to find there is foundation issues or termite damage or mold. One of those three things or all three of them. So I started looking at the pictures that were in the listing again, and I saw in the living room picture that there was clear foundation issue. And it didn't look like that bad to me because the rest of the house looked pretty level as far as the flooring went. And that's usually how you can tell. So I told the real estate agent, called up my real estate agent, and I said, actually, she had church Bible study that day, so I knew she wouldn't be available till the afternoon. So I texted her, hey, give me a call when you get a chance because I may want to talk to you about making an offer on another property. So after she finished her church stuff, she called me. And I said, look, I need you to reach out on this property. I'll text you the address and check with the listing agent. And my guess is that it's foundation issues, but it doesn't look too horrible to me. And if that's all it is, then because I know what it would cost to fix that, and I'd be fine with that. Um, and it's not that big a deal. It's not as big a deal as you might think, especially on a pier and beam foundation, which this is. So I said, if it's that, I'm going to want to make an offer. So get right back to me after you contact her. So she did, and sure enough, it was foundation issues. It's two piers that need to be, she says, replaced. I'll believe that when I see it. I think that probably they can be just repaired, but if they had to be replaced, not a big deal. I can pour that myself if I had to. I'm probably going to get a quote just to see how much it would cost, and also get an expert on foundations to like tell me, okay, what's wrong with it. But they dropped the price to 35,000, and I mean I've been looking at used four-wheel drive trucks because of me getting stuck in the mud, and I'm going like I can't buy a good used four-wheel drive truck like half ton or not half ton a 1 ton truck for that. So it's a no-brainer. I don't even need to go look at it. I mean, if I had to knock the house down, and the property's beautiful, the lot is beautiful anyway. So I said, let's just make the offer, and just got notified about hour and a half ago that they accepted the offer. So now I am dealing with three real estate transactions at the same time. But it also gives us a place to live, or me a place to live. She'll have a place to live permanently, but it gives me a place to live while I'm getting some stuff in line for the property. So now I don't have to stay in a hotel. So exciting news for her. It's the house she wanted. We're getting it for dirt cheap. even with the repairs that I have to. Now, inside it needs to be totally remodeled, but we can take our time doing some of that. We'll throw some paint on the walls, and eventually I'll put some hardwood floors or something in there for her, or we don't know. It's got linoleum on the floors now, so it could be that underneath there there's hardwood floors. We don't know. It's an older house. It was built in 1963, I believe. So eventually we're going to have to put in like more modern windows. It's still got the original windows in it. The roof didn't look bad. The rest of the property, the rest of the house uh, we're not sure if it's actually was a carport or if it's supposed to be a garage, but I got to build her some garage doors, um, and then put a man door on the back where there's an opening but there's no door, and so I'll do some minimal work on that, and I'll probably film some of that for the Hunters Creek channel. This is going on No More Bullshit, but mainly because this is mostly for the people in the group that know me. But uh, I'm excited because now not only do I have to not have to solve the logistics of where I could put her on the property. I don't have. I figured it out. For me to build the house, even if I'm cutting the lumber myself, I still have to buy roofing, have a water hookup put in for, have electric hookup put in for, have a septic system put in for. It's separate from mine, and also because I was going to actually have a surveyor come out and actually deed it off and have that registered to her. So now I don't have all that expense. By the time I added everything up, buying windows, buying doors, buying appliances, uh, it was going to cost me more than 35,000 to build her a house, and now I can buy her one, and all I got to do is pour some cement for some new foundation piers and buy a couple of bottle jacks that can lift the house up. So, or pay a guy to do it if he can give me a reasonable quote. And still, I'm at a price that's less than what I could pay, would have to pay if I actually built her the house myself. So I'm psyched. She's psyched. My mother is definitely psyched. Well, my sister's been pretty calm, except when I had good news, and then she, does the woohoo thing. But my mom has been fretting because she's like waiting for that drop, that shoe to drop, where like somebody else got there and offered more money or whatever. Now I don't have a signed contract yet, but I have a handshake agreement between my agent and her agent, and she has accepted verbally. But because of Thanksgiving, the agent is visiting family in Dallas, so she doesn't have her normal equipment with her. So she's trying to figure out the logistics of the technology that she doesn't have on the laptop she's got with her. So they have to work around that so she can sign the contract online and everything, so she can get it. Because the agent has to set it up for you and then kind of marks the spots that you have to sign an initial. And I don't know how old this woman is. Um, I suspect she might be older, so I don't know how good she is with technology, and so on. So basically, on my end, all I got left to do is to uh, I just got to get him the earnest money, and that's it. So I'm gonna just 1 second. Okay, so on the rest of my move, what I had to do is get my phone because I just remembered as I was talking about this that I've got everything lined up. I got a truck lined up. I got movers here to lined up, and that's the one thing I haven't finalized because when I signed up for the U-Haul truck, they let you pick if you want moving help. Well, I said yes. I picked a company, and they don't give me a chance to pick the date because I'm picking the truck up in the evening on one day, and I want the movers to show up the next day. They didn't give me the option. So now I got to talk to the mover directly, and it's like, hey man, you want to show up that night and load the truck that night? I don't really care. That's fine with me. But if you would prefer, like I originally uh, intended, then you can load it on the next day, which also happens to be the day that I close on this house. And then the idea is that we will drive out. We'll probably drive to the other side of Dallas that night, get a hotel, because I got to get a hotel anyway. So might as well get one an hour into the trip past all the bullshit traffic in Dallas. and then drive the rest of it the next day, get a hotel where we're going, meet up that afternoon with the mover that I have lined up out there that already is set in stone because I've already given him a deposit. And they unload into it, and I already lined up a storage unit. So all I got to do is when I show up, pick up the truck, pay for the truck. When I show up at the storage place, I got to pay for the storage unit and get it unloaded and then drop off the truck. And my job is, for the time being, done here. I've still got some stuff back in storage here, and I still got a whole shop I got to move. But at least for the time being, I'd be good to go. And then we'll do some work on the house. My sister's going to visit her kids over the holidays, probably for like about a month, so that I can get stuff set up here, and maybe get some painting done. And the goal being to get, like, say, the kitchen, the bathroom, a bedroom for me, and a bedroom for her ready to go, so that they're cleaned. Not cleaned, but well, yeah, I'll probably hire a cleaning lady to come in after I'm done working and do a professional cleaning on the place, and then try to talk to a because the foundation's not bad enough we can't live in the house. It's just on one corner of the house. It's a couple of piers, so we're not going to move anything into the living room because that's the corner of the house that it's at. But um, as far as like having a bedroom that we could like do have our privacy in and watch TV or whatever, have a kitchen where it's you don't feel like it's gross to eat the food, having a bathroom that you feel clean when you take a shower. That'll all be ready to go when she gets back. And in the meantime, I can start lining up equipment and order a sawmill, which now is taking like months to get. So I can at least kill a month or two while I'm working on her house for that to arrive. And I can also, I've already got a line on a couple of possible backhoes, so I can get that lined up after I close on my property and have it delivered to the property so it's ready to go there. And I'm getting one with heat and AC, so I'll be able to work through the winter on knocking trees down and clearing land. And then hopefully, by the time I'm done with all that, the sawmill shows up and I can start making boards and lumber for like the actual building. And also, I'll get quotes on putting a slab in for where I want the shop to go at that point. But before then, like when I first get out there and close on a property, I'm going to immediately set up to have the water meter put in, set up to have the electric engineer come out so we can figure out how we're gonna run that. I won't be doing the septic at first until I get the clearing done, and then about the same time I'm getting the quote for the slab, I will get the quote for putting a septic system in. And if that comes out okay, then I'll get the permit and everything, and we'll get the soil test done for that, and we'll get that rolling. So, and then all I got to do on those two items is write checks. And I can focus on making lumber at that point. So I think timing wise, it's going to work out good. I'm thrilled that the byproduct is not only does it cost me less money by buying this house for her, and then she owns it free and clear. All she got to worry about is the property tax. I'm going to get her a home warranty. So if the air conditioner goes, she pays $75. If they can fix it, they fix it. If they can't, they replace it, and all she pays is $75. So that leaves me out of that stuff, and then I don't have to run over there every time there's a little problem with a house that's built the same year I was born. So, but the thing about houses back then is they were built more solid. So I'm not upset. I'm not worried about it. I like older houses, and so does she. So uh, anyway, that's the more exciting news. So we'll keep you posted, and once we're out there and we actually have, where we can actually film some stuff at the properties, we'll show you some stuff when we get out there, or I will anyway. I don't know if she's going to do anything because she'll be. We're going to go out, unload, and then within a day or two, I'm going to send her. I'm going to take her out to Shreveport because we're closer to that airport at that point, and I'll take her and drop her off, and she'll catch her flight out to see her kids. So, and then I'll just start doing my thing. So, very exciting time, and still on track for the closing for this house on the 30th, as far as I know. And as long as the title company doesn't shit the bed like at the last minute because they promised me they were doing stuff ahead of time. Well, I talked to them today, and as usual, they're running around at the end of it. And they had today, they're off Thursday and Friday, and they got Monday. And then we close on Tuesday. So they had a lot to do today. I know they did some of it because I got indications from other entities, independent from them, that I know that are friends of mine, that told me that they called for a payoff figure for this house and so on and so on. So they were doing stuff today. But I have a feeling, no matter what they told me up front, is their workload caught up with them, and they got a little behind. So I may end up having to where it ends up being delayed. I don't know. Not going to stop me from doing the move from here, because even if it's pushed out a couple of days, all that means is instead of being able to just be out there and be done with it until I decide to come back and pick up more stuff, I'll probably have to drive back and do the closing. But hey, they're going to hand me a big check, so okay. Um, that's it. So don't want to do it go on and on about it. It's just wanted to like let everybody know that's the other piece of the puzzle, and it's been found and filled in. So till next time, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving who celebrates that, and we'll we'll talk to you soon.